truth, and you'll be scared, and then they show you this is your place. So this is then the soul is connected to it, and then as in sleep you toss and turn, as in Surah Qaf, you toss and turn, and your connection is in the real world now, and then you get all the information. Allah says in the Quran that the person, when he's taken his soul, he asks us to send him back, and Allah will say no. So you actually speak to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well, through whatever mean. Allah, because the exam is finished now. So Allah will show you partial view of Jannah, but not actually you are not Jannah. You're in Barzakh, a place. When you before you go to prison or before you meet the queen, there is a place you have to sit. So in near the queen's palace, you are sitting in one room. I'm giving an example. But in case a criminal, you have gone into somewhere very dark where nobody can see you until the hearing. So the hearing will happen on the day of judgment. So the king of the kings and alayhi sallahu bihakam al-hakimin, the best of the judges. So that will be hearing that day. So then you are mentioned, and then you can see people in your dream. Myself, I have seen my wife, my father, my brother, my nephew. I've seen them a lot when they died in the early days, and I read and I see them in my dream. So the souls also, when they sleep, when you sleep, the souls are taken to a place. Allah knows the station, and the souls of the dead, they meet at that time, and that's how you get the vision or a dream that you have. And this is also true in authentic hadith. The Prophet ﷺ, it can be seen by a pious person, not anybody, no. And this, it's Prophet ﷺ only comes to know Allah will, who knows Allah, your heart, and can be seen. And the Prophet ﷺ said that shaitan will not come in my face. So he can come into any face. He can come in my face. He can come anything. So there you can see. And so I've seen my wife. May Allah bless her soul. I always pray for her every day. And I see in a dream. Initially, when she died, I was very upset and crying a lot. I used to see a lot. But as the time, I still see her. And sometimes when I don't see her, I read and I say, Allah, please. So you always ask and pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't ask, the angels, or because then you're doing shirk. So you ask Allah, oh Allah, may you bless the person you love or who has passed away. Then Allah will, if you are sincere and you do your duties. If you don't read the namaz, he will not come. Shaitan will come. Because Shaitan knows that you're not a true Muslim. He knows you. He is inside your mind. He thinks. He sees. Allah has given him power. This is the test. So you need to do your duties, and especially the namaz. You must not miss this. This is a key to your everything. And the Maulvis have claimed the money, the pound is everything. It's not, or the rupiah, or the dollar, or the rupee, or whatever. It's not that. It's not. This is nothing. Allah doesn't need that. Allah needs your zikr and your sincere zikr. Ikhalas, mukhlis. Allah says mukhlis. Illa ibadika mukhlisuddin. Yani those who are sincere in deen. In Surah Zumar. Says a lot of time. And because when the conversation with shaitan, and Allah he said that I will not be able to divert the sincere people. So any sincere person, if you are sincere to someone, no matter what they say about you, they will not. So for example, my wife was sincere to me. No matter what people say, she always loved me. So the same way, if you are sincere, that the people, Allah will make you, will help you to see them in dream, and you see, that's how you see people. And those people who are, there's some people see are not necessarily religious, but they are clean in the heart. As you can see, my mother, she's very elderly lady. She's very clean. She doesn't have a knowledge of the Quran. She doesn't read. She read namaz, but she is mostly, a dervish type. So in that sense, Allah also has, Allah deals with yourself according to the conditions. Now everybody is watching. It's all about Muslims. It's all about money. It's about Muslims all over the TV, all over the media. It's all about Muslims. So now you need to read. You need to read. You do your best to do the job to make your children to go to good schools. Fine, no problem with that. But at the same time, you need to teach them about the Quran and their responsibilities and their accountability, that they will be accountable to their deeds. It is very difficult, but you keep on telling them. That's all your job is. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينُ. Your duty is to convey. So then the angels will go, and then if it's a bad person, they will say, Man Rabbuka? Who's your Rabb? And you say, music, or football, or filth, on the internet, or whatever, because you don't know. And Monday, at that time you won't be able to lie. And the fourth question will be for them, that person, is that why didn't you learn the truth by yourself? Subhanallah, what a question. Why didn't you learn the truth by yourself? Why didn't you learn the Quran? Yes, you learned Arabic, but why didn't you learn the translation? You didn't know English. You were from Pakistan, you're from Mirpuri. Kya hai ji, masi ji, theek ho? Oh, kya hai, bacha, theek ha? You never knew English. But you came here, you learned English. But you need to learn. So this is how it is. Why didn't you learn yourself? And he will say, well, I used to say what people used to say. People used to say. So then they will hit them with the hammer. In the other episode, I think what I meant was this, that when you give the wrong answer, then they will hit you with the hammer. And that hammer, that noise of the hammer that has been hit violently on your head, everybody will hear it except jinn and mankind and jinn kind. And then they will show you the paradise. If you had told the truth, you would have had that. Now you go, they will show you the open the window from hellfire, you get the heat, and you will say, oh Allah, keep this delay. And for the good person, when he sees the Jannah, say, please Allah, make it faster so that I can enjoy these fruits of Jannah, or this gorgeous atmosphere of Jannah. Subhanallah. So this is how the two happens, and then this is a barzakh, unseen. Some people, what the Maulvis and these people have invented their own imaginations. There'll be this and there'll be that, and some of them have gone really far. When I read the books of these classic, scholars, Imam Raza Khan Barelvi Sahab and other Deobandi alams, they wrote funny things, which I don't want to discuss them, but when I was in Lahore, I used to ask them, and my Barelvi friends would say, don't say it, Nasser, you ask too many questions. So I never used to say it. But some of the books that they wrote were something, beyond my imagination. Because they have really hyped it up and given their own thoughts, which you shouldn't do that. Because Allah has told you that you need to be good. So when you've done all your job, then you wait for the result. And Allah will, remove your smaller sins and forgive your sins. And obviously you will not go to Jannah by your good deeds, by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. By His mercy you will go. So you do that, and then no need, because this is a barzakh life, you don't know. I mean, for example, my wife has passed away. I can't say, come here and cook for me, cook for my children. I cook myself. I don't expect her to be here. So, and I don't say, my wife, I tell my wife, come here and help me here. I can't, it's a bit weird. When death is there, it's different for everyone. So when the parents die, the wives die, or family spouse die, anybody dies, it's different. Same with the pious people who have died. My mother, for example, is in Pakistan. Inshallah, I brought her here. But if she's in Pakistan, I can't say, help me here. How can she come here and fly here? She can't. So this is a sensible way to understand things. The person is in barzakh. Yes, you feel sad. I feel sad. I always cry. I cried in front of you now. But doesn't mean that that the cry is for sadness and grief that Allah has given. The Prophet Muhammad used to long for his wife Khadijatul Kubra. Many years after her death, he had tears in his eyes when he saw his necklace in the Battle of Badr, because they when they got all the whole of the kuffars, they got this bounty and they found the necklace of Hazrat Khadijatul Kubra, because at the time when they boycotted them, when the Prophet ﷺ nothing to eat, he used to eat leaves, and 3 years they boycotted it. So Hazrat Khadija was rich, so she, you know, given her jewelry and to get some food for the Prophet ﷺ. So these Maulvis, when they say Ishq Muhammad mein this and that, and wear some few things, and look at their their fat. There's no love. It's just put. I don't see that love, and inshallah, Allah will find out who is a true lover. So in that sense, he longed for his wife, and during his times, in say Bukhari, say Muslim, Hazrat Aisha Siddiqa Razilullah Ta'ala anha used to say, "Oh Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam," why you literally would say, "Oh why you Ya Rasulullah talk about that old woman?" Because she was young, and he would say, "Oh Aisha, what Khadija al-Kubra helped me at that time, and no one was there." Subhanallah, it is true. When Islam started, it was difficult, and she was there. The same way you find, and that this is a normal. So I cry for my as a human being, but it doesn't mean that she'll come and cook for me and I have to take advice from her. I pray for her and I miss her, and that's the best way. And you read for her, and Allah will inshallah reward her. And sometimes I'm happy that she's gone to a place in Allah's majesty, Ya Zul Jalali wal Ikram, the most majestic, the most honorable, and she's the guest of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. What else I need? This is the most best way. But as a person, when I have children and other things, I do have sadness. But that's both ways. So in that sense, this is how a person dies, and this how, and then you can pray for them. This Chaliswa, this 14 days, or now they have invented 15 days. This is just man-made. These are bid'ahs, innovations that people have taken, and Maulvis have taken, to eat food. That's all. There's no such thing. The Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam buried his 3 daughters, young daughters. He buried them while during Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they died during Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam time. He didn't do no tija, no chotha, no chaliswa, and neither he did other khatams and all that, and neither the companions or any of the salafs. This is recently, 100, 200 years time. Allah knows when they started it, but I believe that they started it because Maulvis were poor and they needed food. So every day, they say bring the souls come on Thursday. This is all lie. They've covered, like I said to you in the other speech, that they have gathered these from Christian mythology. They also believe that the souls return to the houses where they reside, and even now the Christians believe that for 40 days they return. How can that be? The souls are in 2 places, Sijin and Ilin. The good souls are in Ilin, is a station for the souls, and for Sijin for the bad souls. So good souls are Ilin, and Sijin is for the bad souls. There's a station, and it's in Barzakh. So they have a connection with the body, just like I always say, when you open a grave, you will see the person is sleeping. Yes, but that is a barzakh life. Just like when I'm sleeping, my children think I'm sleeping, but I might be dreaming. Sometimes you have a scary dream, fear for an animal or anything. You'll be burning yourself. So that is and sometimes when people have a nightmare, they have a sweat on them. So this is you can think of the punishment of the grave like that. So, but when you open the grave, you'll see the person is as it is, because you can't see them. This is a unseen life that Allah knows, and you leave it to that. If you ponder to it and you dig deep into it, because there's no need for it. You take what Allah's Prophet ﷺ said to you, and that's enough. You leave that. He didn't ask us to go into that. He said the punishment of the grave, you must, is real, and he mentioned in one of these that there were two minor punishments. He would see the punishment on the grave as he was walking with the companions. So the companions couldn't see it, but he can see it because Allah, this is a special prophet. He's human being in species like us, but his darja is so higher that he's not like us. He used to have rivers flowing from his fingers. The science can't prove that. This is a miracle. The Quran is a miracle, living miracle. So the Prophet ﷺ sweat was like perfume, you know, and the Sahabas used to, collect his wuzu and, clean their faces. So he is different. You can't compare him to us. Yes, he's a human being in species and is higher, the grade is higher. May Allah guide us through the truth. So that's how it is. This is the two graves you'll have. There's only two groups. Those who are nafiqs, Muslims, and those who are non-Muslims. So they have the same treatment. The only good Muslims who will have the good treatment. So that Allah, how long the punishment of grave is done, Allah knows, and is as it says in the Quran, for the pharaohs, they have day and night till the day of judgment. So the punishment of grave is real. And may Allah protect us. And whoever is gone, and you pray for them. Thursday prayer is Thursday and Monday. The angels take shifts at Asr time and Asr time, and Monday as well, Fajr time and Asr time. The angels take shift. There are 5 angels with it. 2 are the Katabin, Kramin Katabin, those who write. The right one, just like these cameras that you see. There's cameras. They just record. And then we have an angel, the guardian angels. One is at the front and one at the back. There's 4, and one angel is tells you to do good. So the 2 angels that are they change their shift, just like the guards change. Queen's Palace, or these security guards at different places and shops. I used to have one, so they used to change the guard, and those are the guards that they change. So they change at Fajr time and Asr time. So it's best to pray at that time, because you just pray. You don't need food, although I use food as a family union on the Thursday, but food is not necessary. You can pray it. You can have a food just to gathering of my wife, Allah bless her in heavens. We used to do it as a family gathering on Thursday, and Asr time you pray it, and that's it. But these Maulvis have added this Khatam Jumra. This is not essential or compulsory. You can miss it. You can do it. It's nothing. It's in innovation. And same with these Tija, Chotha. Now they have said is 40 people can't stay in Pakistan. Mirpur de uthe ta nahi rahi sakne 40 dihade 6 week किस तरह over 2 week ना कहने they say 2 week 15 ना कर दियो जी 15 ना कर देता कल फिर हफ्ते बाद कर दे when they say you can't get chutti for 4 days. So this is just and people do it here, and I read somewhere that when people die, they don't spend, and the rishdar फिर कंजूसा ने पैसे निकल जाने. That's how it's done. Because don't expect, giving £1,000 to the mosque, and the angel will say, okay, let's have an easy exam for him because they're giving us the money to Maulana. No, they're just eating it. It's pointless giving to them £1,000. People just give it for the name. And this is another hadith, which I always feel scared. I'm just going to tell you last hadith. I think 1 hour is gone now. You'll be bored. Is that there's one of these which says on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will call a Maulvi Saab, Maulana, a Shaheed, and a person who spends in the day of, in the way of Allah. A person who's very charitable, he's got money and he spends all of it. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that Allah will call the Maulvi or the Alim, and he says, what have you done for me? And he will say, well, I taught so people, I had so much degrees, I did so much work for you. And Allah will say, you're lying. You did it for the public. You got all the rewards. Dharmatam, Katam Aliyah, Sheikhul Hadith, Sheikhul whatever, you got rewards. Now, this is for you. You got your reward in dunya. So all these Maulvis, when you find this Shiga, you should be scared. The angels are waiting for them. So they'll say, okay, take him and, upside down, tell the angels, to drag him and throw him in the hell. Astaghfirullah. And people will actually, in one of these, will say, people will recognize him. Oh, Maulvi Sahib, you're the one who you taught us, he taught you Quran, he taught you namaz. So, for example, myself, I'm teaching good things, yes, astaghfirullah min zalik, but I give my example. But even in the future, may Allah prevent us. But say if I get famous, and I get money and all that, and then Sheikh ul Nasir, Sheikh, there's Nasir ul Bani is also a non-Arab, one of the Sheikh ul Hadith of modern times, who has given the formula to correct these. Sheikh Nasruddin Albani, and you say Sheikh Nasr this, Sheikh Nasr Hussain, and this, then obviously the shaitan, may Allah prevent from this stage. And I did the money, and when Allah calls me, what did you do for me? I'll say, well, I did all this. We say, Allah will lie. You're lying. You did it for the world. You took the money. But no, I will do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You see, all the messages in the Quran, when you read, that's why I tell you to read the Quran. They say, we don't want money from you. The messengers are saying, we don't want money from you. And the Maulvi is saying, give me the money. The messenger, who's higher than the Maulvi, is saying, I don't want no money. Just my ajr is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So how can they take the money? So how can I take the money? No. My source of income is not religion. That's why I only do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And yes, intentionally I don't do any mistakes, but unintentionally if I make a mistake, or Allah forgive me. I ask Allah's forgiven us all the time. So that's how it's done. So the Maulvi will go into hellfire. The Shaheed will say, well, I did it for you. All these jihadi tanzima, they call these kids, and then they come on the TV, they're jihadis, subhanallah, they've done the jihad in Iraq and Sham, and Allah will call one and then say, okay, what did you do? I did it for you, sir, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You killed 100 people, 100 Muslims. You take him to hell. These are the jihadi tanzima, they call jihad. This is what it is. This is not jihad, killing, innocent people. I mean, just imagine killing people in the city center in Birmingham. What's the jihad? This is not jihad. This is killing innocent people. Like, for example, if Goras or atheists or anyone who's going, I'm going myself in city center, my children are going there, and some nutter comes in and blows himself up. What is the jihad? No, this is Jannam. This is not for the sake of Allah. This is for the organization that he did, or he did revenge for the person he was doing for revenge. Maybe his family died, or whatever revenge he did. He didn't do it for the sake of Allah. That's for sure. So they're doomed for hell. And the third one will be, who spends a lot of money. Sheikh Saab or whatever, Chaudhry Saab, or bade paise lana ji, bade masjidan banaiyan ne. And Allah will call him, okay, what did you do for me? He will say, well, I did this for you. Even jo tutiyan masjid mein lai, this is my patti de. People, when they make, mosque or anything, or, masjid mein tutiyan, in Pakistan, tutiyan say, here the taps, and they normally put the number plate. And he will say, Allah, everybody knows that. Sheikh Saab has done it, Chaudhry Saab has done this, or Raja Saab ne masjid banai hai. Likhya usi board. And he said, no, you did it for the public. Go to hell. So Allah will order the angels and take him to hell. So three people, must fear. The Maulvi, the Alam. Maulvi is a smaller term. It includes everyone. Everyone with a big beard who's myself. I'm not a Maulvi, I told you I'm an ordinary Muslim. So in that sense, you'll find that these three will be thrown into hellfire. So that is that part. So I've told you many things which I missed, and in between I've given you a lot of information, and that information you should keep it. And this is the truth. The truth is with the Quran and with the correct hadith. You don't have to read Sahih Bukhari. You just type in, and there's a very good internet these days. Sheikh Google, I say Sheikh Google and Sheikh YouTube. And whatever masala you need. And thank God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by the invention of YouTube and Sheikh Google, we don't need Maulvis. That's how it is. I'll find there are only 10 people in Fajr, and about 10 one row, 20 people in Isha, and only the mosque is filled when Jummah time. Because you youngsters, you guys, you don't have time to listen these stories, and Allah has taken us. I like to have a mosque where I can preach, because mosque Allah's, but I want to, first get out of some of the issues I have, and then inshallah I will be able to find a mosque, and will do this based on taqwa, and will preach the true Islam. You don't have to change your sect. It's just that you have to correct your your ways and your beliefs. That's all you need to do. You don't have to. It's just like when you have a. I always give an example is when you have a team of England. You take the best players from Premier League and you bring one England. Same way in cricket matches, you have different counties: Warwickshire, Worcestershire, Gloucestershire, Sussex, Middlesex, and you take good people for the cricket. And same way, you have good people in every sect. So that sect, whoever is good, say for example, I'm Brailwi, I'm trying to be a true Muslim. So you take out from Brailwis, from Deobandis, from Shias, from Ahli Hadith, and from Salfis and other Fiqh Hanafi. What I said in one of the speech, I forgot Imam Abu Hanifa. I did say, but I think Imam Abu Hanifa or Imam Malik or Imam Shafi or Imam bin Hanbal, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, humbly. So bring good Muslims, and that will be the team of true Muslim, and that will go to Jannah. So this exactly what the Prophet ﷺ said in another hadith, Musaddad al-Hakim and many other hadiths. I think the quote is authentic, because there's another scholar, someone I recently read is Hafiz Zubair, I think. Zubair, he's a Pakistani scholar, Sheikh al Hadith, and he's giving authenticity, he has great knowledge. Hafiz Zubair, his name is. I think I've read in some of the books, but my books are from 80s editions, and they're mainly by Nasruddin Albani. Those are correct hadiths. Anyway, so in that sense, the Prophet ﷺ said that he's leaving behind the Quran and my Sunnah. So if his correct Sunnah is done, that is the correct view. That is only one way to Islam, which is the one way M1 route.